screen recording of the document file regarding the Carol Epling case. So Carol Epling had her leg, foot, and collarbone shattered by this guy, Craig Hops. And so I got the whole 156-page file. I had previously made a reading of the original lawsuit from the kiosk, but then I later found out they don't like you to do that in the kiosks, which I guess it could hold up the kiosks, and it's a no camera policy. I did so in the interest of disability rights as well as just general freedom of information. I believe if the documents are available to the public, they should be available in disability-friendly formats. However, I don't see that I could read 156 pages just yet. So we're kind of just scanning through this file. This guy is cool. Tishino D'Zuba is how I'm pronouncing it. Daniel D'Zuba is her lawyer. Oh boy. So yeah, Oregon is being sued. Motion to compel production of documents. So I think they're in a discovery phase. They're listed for trial, say, I think it's December, I believe. Let's see. What's the best way to do with this? Okay, notice of association counsel. Let's see, we're on page 36. So, the original complaint was mentioned in the newspaper in April. I believe it was filed in March. The accident was 2/22/22. The accident or the injury. Oh boy, discovery. This gets really tedious and burdensome. I think I'm looking for the original complaint. And I'm not sure what page that's on. But this is really nice of the courthouse to send this to me. I don't know if they were supposed to charge me. No, probably not, because it's all as one file, and it's therefore under $5, therefore it's free, something like that. Either that or they were just being nice. I don't know. Let's see, Declaration of Daniel. Okay. This was an interesting hearing. Cindy Matthias, the judge, was on that hearing. She was very polite to the city of Astoria, but it was kind of like a bit of a, okay, get to the point. Why are you even bringing this forward? You guys, this is so. Okay, here, this is totally important. All right, let's look at the police department report, incident report. So we had Blankenship, a witness, Dairy Queen, the location, Duran, a witness, Epling, a victim, Hops, who got the, I don't know, maybe some people want to say Hoppus. I don't want to say that. Okay. Incident report. Seems like why is it? Just jumps to. He told me he was not yet in the crosswalk when this happened. I then spoke with Alex Duran, another employee of Dairy Queen. He told me he was also out in the parking lot with Nelson. He told me he heard, "Oh my God," and he looked up and he saw Epling in the air. I then went and contacted Hops. Hops told me he approached the stop sign and stopped. He told me he looked both ways and thought it was clear, so he proceeded. He told me he saw Blankenship but not Epling, At this intersection, there is a marked crosswalk about 30 feet from the corner. Hops told me he did not think epling was in this crosswalk, and when he pulled forward to the corner is where he hit her. He told me he was paying more attention to the crosswalk to the first crosswalk than to the corner. From Epling's description, she was crossing at the corner. He told me he stopped and tried to help her, but she yelled at him and told him to leave. He told me that is why he pulled into the parking lot. There was no visible damage to Hoppa's vehicle. I filled out the DMV Oregon Police Traffic Crash Report and provided Hops with his copy. I then met Epling at CMH and provided her with a copy of the crash report and my contact info for my contact with Epling. It did appear that both of her legs had been broken. Oh, horrible. Okay, Corey Garrick. Huh. Okay. Okay, what's that? Case management. Okay. Miss Epling's injuries include a broken collarbone, multiple fractures of her left and right lower extremities requiring extensive medical treatment and surgical repair, and as a result has incurred medical bills of approximately $400,000. Oh, gosh. Defendant Hobbs was driving an automobile in a westerly direction on Denver Street in Astoria, intending to turn onto West Marine Drive at the same time Epling was crossing Denver Street in a southerly direction in the marked crosswalk at the intersection with West Marine Drive when she was struck by the vehicle being driven by Mr. Hoppus as a result of the negligence of defendant State of Oregon, City of Astoria, Clatsop County, Astoria School District 1C, and Mr. Hobbs, and each of them as specified below, causing personal injuries to Ms. Epling as described below. So, I don't understand why they don't just settle. What do they think they're going to get out of this, dragging this out? I think that's incredibly foolish for them to do so, but it's just going to be more embarrassment for the city, the school district, Craig Hobbs. What do they think they can pinch pennies? You shattered both her legs, dude. Both her legs. Poor thing. I don't like automobiles. Oh my gosh. Well, this Rule 21 just was like, I don't, to make, basically the city of Astoria wanted to duck out of it, like this has nothing to do with us, and that didn't go over well. They, like, kind of suggesting they should refile it or explain how we're liable. And I did notice a ton of, let's see, complaint. Okay, now this is the original thing that I read. This is, I think, where I want to go. Oh, maybe, okay. Well, guys, this is important. This is what I should be reading. Wow, why is it underlined? Cool. Cool. I'm proud of her for suing, though. I think it's extremely important. Okay. Non-economic losses in the amount of 7.5 million. Oh my goodness. And then what about the students who could be endangered by this kind of bad driving from the school superintendent? And why didn't the school superintendent put out a notice to be careful? That was one of my big questions, is an apology for the injury and be careful at this intersection.